Hello everyone, my name is Butter Tongsly, fresh from the fridge, and welcome back to another episode after a long wait to Warframe. Now, last time I did a Warframe video, I said I would try my best to do a video on Hildren. Funny story about that, I couldn't, because apparently with my dumb brain not thinking to build up more reputation with Fortuna, I could not get her blueprint because I want to try and make Hildren.
The system continues to fall into chaos. Check navigation for active
Excuse me,
invasions.
Lotus. I'm talking here. Thank you. But yeah, apparently, like, you have to be pretty much max rank with Fortuna so that way you can get the missions to face uh, the Prophet Taker. So, the, that's not gonna happen to showcase because Hildren's already been showcased long before. So we're gonna instead do a showcase on Wisp, a new Warframe that I've been heavily excited for to release. She's finally here, and I got in her pack as well as the two new other weapons. The other weapons, though, I will showcase in another video. In this video, we're gonna showcase Wisp, look a little bit at how the new weapon, the signature weapon of Wisp, the Fulman, works and feels. But mainly this video is going to be purely about Wisp. I will go into a video about the Fulman as well as the other two weapons in a future video. But for now, we're going to be focusing purely on Wisp in this video. So first off, we have a look right here at her stats. 150 armor, little decent, not very sustainable, but decent. Energy starts with 200, so I can already tell she's probably going to have a major energy pool at the time we reach max rank with her. 100 health, stock health for most Warframes. 75 shields. Sprint speed is 120, so she actually has some very good mobility to start with. And of course, everything else is just 100% duration, efficiency, range, and strength. We of course also have her abilities. Reservoir allows you to spawn 3 different colored motes. The red one gives you a health buff. It tells you right there at the bottom, vitality mote. The green one gives you enhanced mobility speed. And by the looks of this, I think it also affects attack speed. And then there's the blue mote, which pretty much sends out a crowd control electric shock around the Warframe, and maybe the mote by the looks of it. Who knows? Like, it might do that for the mote as well. Will-O-Wisp is pretty much like the combination of Loki's decoy with his ability to swap places with himself and a target, except this one is a mobile decoy that pretty much gets the attention of the enemies with a illusionary image of themselves to make them get distracted and shoot at it. And if you press it again, you can warp to it. Holding the button makes it travel faster, which I really like about that. Breach Surge sends out a radial blind attack, and apparently when enemies take damage, they send out a surge to damage other enemies in the vicinity, which I can see that being like one of the most #1 used crowd control abilities. And finally, there's her ultimate Soul Gate, which opens the portal to the sun. Literally, we're opening just a gateway straight to the sun, and we're pretty much funneling it through the gateway to act as a beam. And it's just completely monstrous looking. So we are gonna pretty much see what it's like to first level up Wisp. Like, normally, some people would like max rank them, but I want to show people my complete feel of Wisp when you like first get her and you rank her up. So I'm gonna be focused on mainly giving her like mods that do not change anything about her ability, and then later, after we take a look at all 4 of the abilities ourselves, we're going to cut straight to the simulacrum, where I'm going to show her at max rank to see the difference in stats, and as well as the difference in her abilities. And of course, afterwards, we're going to pretty much go for a build. Like, I feel like I might have a very good build for this, because a lot of her abilities seems to focus purely on duration, but we're gonna see what we can do about that. I'm gonna make sure to showcase a build for people who have starting mods like Vitality and Redirection right here, but of course you're probably not gonna have it maxed out like I do right here. Like, it took me a long while to max this out, because it's very expensive to max out mods like Vitality and Redirection, even Steel Fiber. With how her armor looks, I'm not gonna really do that. I'm gonna go with these also as her arcanes, just to give her a little bit of an edge with her weapon. And the other one's just an extra. I believe this is for melee damage. But yeah, I'm not gonna give her any mods that affects her duration or anything, because I want to see the difference comparison later when we make a build for her. So I'm gonna quickly finish making this build, and then we're gonna go straight into a match and see how well this Warframe performs.
Environmental systems, sending modified life capsules. Use these to sustain your environment.
Getting to see how this weapon fires is actually pretty much an extra bonus right here. I'm liking it so far. Oh, it's an auto reloader. Okay. Rapid fire.
You have found
Okay, I like this.
Attach it to a life support capsule to begin harvesting Kuba.
Put this down.
Commencing caution, Tenno. Capsules harvesting.
Yeah. Woo. And we already got our second ability. So let's give this one an old honest try. Whee! I like that. I'm a regular ghost. I'm a regular Casper, I is. Honestly, I make Casper look like a show-off. Whereas this is the true ghost. I think this also actually heals over time too. This is actually very fun though, and I like this gun. This is actually fun. I'll make sure sometime to, after this video, I'll showcase like this gun as well, so that people can pretty much see what to expect themselves for this weapon, and then we'll go over like a build that would be good for this weapon. So far, I'm liking this, how it is so far, but of course it's not going to do perfect, because it does electric damage, and that's not going to do much against Grineer. And I also just noticed my cat's dead. I am already fucking up this horribly. Yeah, this actually, like, heals. I like that. So having the health buff also heals you over time. And by the looks of it, it heals... I'm guessing that's saying, like, the numbers of how much it heals, so it heals 30 per second? That's not bad. And the second ability is very useful for distracting. Pretty much throw enemies off. Oh, shield capacity boosted. And we got Breach Surge. Okay. I want to give that a try. I want to see what Breach Surge does. I need someone to breach with my surge. Okay, or you could just die and not let me see it. Ah. Hey, it does damage people. Cool. It sends out a little surge of energy that just zaps people.
Life support capsule.
Whee! Oh. That's a cool dodge. She has a dodge similar to Loki's, where it's just a step forward. Except for her, it's a float forward, because she has no feet. I guess having no feet makes you faster? Question mark, question mark, question mark.
Extraction is available.
Pow! I love seeing these guys fly like that. Kapwee! This thing is a fucking monster. Like, I mean, give and take, I'm also dealing with just level 30s, and this thing has a lot of damage into it due to the serration, split chamber, and vigilante armaments with 15% chance in boosting the crits, which is right now the best I can do for it. I'm hoping to get it to max someday soon. This is still rather enjoyable. And this little... Ha! That's right. Die, you little gremlins. Hiya! Where are you? Pow! I wonder if this also heals the device. Nope, doesn't. Okay, well, I learned that. Wait. Surge them! Doesn't seem to open them to finishers, though. It just makes them more vulnerable to damage. Damage multiplier is nice, though. And we got a new one. We got now the mobility reservoir, the green reservoir. So as reservoir levels up, we get the other reservoirs. Okay, I like that. Oh. Where the hell is the other people? You guys let the Kuva Harvester get destroyed. Hey, I got my soul gate. Oh, soul gate. Blah, I named it wrong. Alright. I don't know what these people are doing, not putting in these! Ah! Yeah! Yeah! You know what? Ah! This is awesome! I can enhance? Oh, that's nice. And I also heard, apparently, if you put down this reservoir, it makes your soul gate have corrosive. It's actually something that I really like the sounds of, especially, it'll be very nice right now because of all the Grineer. Especially since corrosive is best against Grineer. As well as it's actually very good against the infested and armored robots of the Corpus. So you know what? Let's give it a try. Yep, gives corrosive. Incinerate. Wow, that burns through energy very quick. Ooh. Hold on, I need to see this new thing in action. And actually, I'm gonna head back. Because I just got the third reservoir. Right, screw it. I need to showcase this. Ow. Ha! It does stun people inside it. Okay. I like that. And I'm also gonna get out of here, but first, I will annihilate you all! Praise the sun! I would do it with two hands, but I need one of my hands to hold on to the button.
Support has arrived.
Now I'm getting out of here. Getting out of here. I'll see you guys after I get her to max rank. It'll take me a little bit, but don't worry, I'll get there. Okay, we're back. So it took a little bit of a while to get all that done. I got the full min, pretty much maxed rank, but I'll showcase that in another video of when we're going to make a build for the weapon for people that want to try it out and people that don't. But we're going to go over mainly Wisp and her abilities now. So let me just quickly detach all this. Okay, I can't detach melee, so you know what, I'll just keep it like that then. So no, I'll detach. There we go. So each of the Warframes builds compared to the past, I'm gonna showcase it right here on the screen, and I'm gonna do that while I attach a weapon, because I like seeing her do her flow animation instead of like running, because her running when she's originally supposed to float, like, because apparently that's the effect of, like, when you have melee out, it makes you actually do the regular stock running animation and such with melee weapons out. Maybe one day they'll update it to where it has like its own like unique animation as well when you're meleeing with Wisp. Who knows? So right here we have the stock stats for each of the abilities down below. And now, when she is maxed, the new stats is right here. And it even tells us also about the other modes. It doesn't seem to really change really at all much, because it still says max health 300 and like health a second is 30, speed multiplier 20%, fire rate 30%. So we now know, yes, haste mode actually does affect our weapons as well, which is actually really nice. And then we have the shock mode, which has 100% chance of electrocuting enemies, making, of course, them get stunned in a 15-meter radius, and it goes up to 5 targets. And also the mode itself can stun targets. So yeah, like, it doesn't seem the reservoirs get really affected that much, really, from the from leveling up. The only thing that affects like the modes is you're unlocking the other modes. That's the only thing that affects your reservoir, is you're unlocking all 3 reservoirs. So now we have the vitality mode, the haste mode, and the shock mode. Second, we have, of course, the Will-O-Wisp. Right on the left side of it, I'm going to make sure above each of these, it's going to say like before, and the new one will be after, which is going to showcase the difference. The difference for Will-O-Wisp, I feel like either the seconds isn't really changed, or it might have like had an enhancement of like a few seconds, maybe, like maybe 2 seconds each. I'll have to look at the video to see the difference. Breach Surge has same radius, same cost, blind duration doesn't really seem to have changed either. Neither did the damage multiplier or status chance. And then finally, Soul Gate. Same damage, same stats. So yeah, like, the abilities don't seem to have had a major change. It seems the major change for Wisp is really unlocking the other reservoirs. But now that we looked at her abilities, I'm gonna pretty much think of a build that would fit me, that I feel would be perfect for Wisp. Also, Next to her stats right here, I'm going to showcase the difference of them as well. We have an enhanced amount of energy automatically having 300, which normally Warframes with 150 energy gets 300, so, well, that's when, like, Warframes with 150 get 300 when you put the flow mod on. I'm sorry about that. I completely messed that up. Health 300, pretty much pretty decent stock health. I like that. Shields is 225. So compared to a stock Warframe, like let's look at Excalibur. Like compared to each other, yeah, like the stock Warframes do get a lot more shields than her. So let's go into a build. So one thing is for sure, one of the auras that's actually really nice to have on her, because she is a caster in my eye. She's like a stealth caster, because she can be able to turn invisible by jumping in the air and distract enemies and like turn invisible. She also has really good crowd control, so she's like a support crowd control with stealth. So Energy Siphon is actually a very nice aura that I like having on her, because it allows us to get some energy back slowly, being that she has no method of getting energy back herself. So let's go with a build that's using mods that people would probably have the availability to. And then we're going to go to each other different builds that could be a major change. So first off, Vitality, we definitely want more health, seeing as like her shields is not major. She's not major with her shields. You can of course give her more shields if necessary. Support Warframes, I would rather her have at least a little bit more shielding, because she's not known for sustaining, so you want to be able to give her as much advantage as possible for support Warframes. So enhancing their health and their shields is definitely mandatory in my eye. Let's see. Most of her abilities all rely on duration, so a really good, easy to get mod. For me, though, it wasn't easy. It took me actually a long time to get this, but it has a decent chance of dropping its continuity, plus 30% ability duration. And definitely the cheaper the amount of energy we use, the better. So definitely I could see putting up her efficiency being very nice. And then finally, let's see, a third one that'd be good would have to be Intensify, because if we look at the difference when we put all three of these on, we're definitely giving ourselves a good extra 9 seconds for the duration of the buffs, but that's of course with just the 30%, so I can imagine with the corrupt mods this will have a lot of duration. And also with the Intensify, we also enhanced and buffed the amount of HP as well as health per second, and the buff of the speed and fire rate multiplier by 6 and 9%. Enhanced the Will-O-Wisp duration with 5.2, and decreased the energy consumption it uses by quite a bit, by a total of around minus 11. Breach, definitely some really nice enhancement into the blind duration. Damage multiplier went to 2.6 instead of just the solid 2, so definitely is going to have a major change in damage. And the status chance, it's an okay 6%. And finally, Soul Gates. very nice amount of energy we decreased for the use and the drain per second. Sorry, had indigestion right there. And the damage went from 1000 to 1300, so we're adding 300 extra. And yeah, I like that. One thing that could probably also change things, definitely, it would have to be, where is it? There we are, stretch. Slap that right on there, and also I'm gonna put Intensify actually right there so we can put more into the build. So now we have everything pretty much buffed up equivalently. So enhancing the radius definitely enhances like the range of the uh, bubbles of the motes to from 5 to 7.25. The range, though, of the shock mote went from 15 to 21.75 because that's the radius of the stun effect. No change. Like, I found, like, reading the tips, the only way to extend the range of Will-O-Wisp is with duration, so range is not really going to affect Will-O-Wisp at all. Breach, definitely the radius has been majorly increased to a longer range. So, by the looks of it, the radius of Breach Surge is shared with Shock Mode. So, whatever the radius Shock Mode has, Breach Surge has the same. And, of course, Soul Gate went from 40 to 58 meters. So, it has major increase in range. What else can we throw on here that can maybe be cheap and easy to get? I'll try to get an Exilus adapter as well. Let's see. Definitely you want flow, because you need a large amount of energy. Like, even though she comes with pretty much the energy you get for when you give most Warframes upgraded energy with flow mod, the benefit of making it go from 300 to 600 is actually really, really nice, especially for a caster. And I would have to say maybe more duration and an easy mod that you can actually get really quick for players early game on Earth, being that it's the first planet you get, would be Augur Message. Because all you have to do is just go to Cetus, mostly during daytime, because nighttime, like, you could find matches for nighttime, but most people do bounties during the daytimes. And when you get this, you get a plus 24% ability duration, and 40% energy spent on abilities is converted to shield, so that would actually help Wisp out greatly. And if I was also to decide, like, a very good, like, mod to use with the Exilus adapter slot, I would have to say, me personally, I would like to put on something that would benefit her gliding, because the more she stays in the air, the more I can make use of her passive. So I would probably go with Mobilize, being that it's purely focused on just enhancing aim gliding, wall latching, and bullet jumping. So definitely I would say go for this, or probably go for Patagium, because this gives just pure aim glide and wall latching with a plus 90%, which would definitely benefit her passive ability. So we are going to... We pretty much got to see what her abilities do before, so let's take a look at how well the abilities work upon use with this build, and then we're going to go over more expensive builds until we reach like an endgame build, including with Umbra mods, because I like to build my Warframes also with Umbra mods. So, right here, hold on, let me get some energy. I'm already messing this up. There we go, got some energy. Max energy. Alright, so Reservoirs radiuses. Definitely actually very nice change right there. Have some really good increased radius for the bubbles, making it actually very nice. And of course we got like the electric one. And this thing, I believe like the electricity that comes out of this is also like by that. Yeah, like look at that. I'm all the way over here and I'm stunning her with electricity, which is actually really cool. I like that. Let's see, the 2 ability have a duration of 5 seconds, so as you can see, it's going very far. And then it disappeared. So let's see, like, what the hell? Why did I not double jump? Okay, so let's see how far it goes from all the way over here. So right here. So from that platform, right here. It's actually some really good distance. I like that. That is really, really good distance. And of course, if we hold the ability, it goes even faster. Pretty much going all the way off the map. And then we got our surge. Affected her from way over here. Oh, way over here. So let's see the distance here. Let's do it right here. Yep, got her. And then, of course, we got our Soul Gate. So with this build, activating Soul Gate, some decent damage right now, but we really pour it on. This thing just annihilates. Like, it still takes just like a little moment. Like, compared to how the beam did before. But let's see a difference. So let's say I take all this off. Like, I'm going to take all this off. And then we're going to see, like, some major differences in all the abilities. So let's see. So probably the 2 will not have much of a change, but let's follow it anyway. Okay, it did actually have change. So we went from here, like here, when before we were like here. So definitely changes distance for the Will-O-Wisp. I like that. And if we hold 2, I would like to follow it. Looked like it stopped around right there. It's kind of hard for me to move when I'm also holding the 2 button. Hold on, let me see if I can, like, do that again. Okay, so it reached a little bit off the map pretty much around here. Like, around here or, like, right there. Whereas compared to using it with enhanced 5 duration, it definitely had, like, it just went off the map. And pretty fast, too. Bubble sizes compared to before. I'm going to show, like, a little bit of a 2 different like, not screenshots, but I'm going to showcase, like, what I showed before with the bubbles of these compared to, like, right now. As you can see, the first bubble put down covered a larger radius, this one's smaller. So the extra, I think it gives it an extra 2.5 or somewhere around there, extra meters around there. So very nice change, and of course the radius of the electrical shock from the electric mote, if we quickly go over there and grab this without losing it. So normally standing around here, I would electrocute them. Nothing. Right about here. Yep, right there. And of course the radius of the bursting surge, much shorter. Normally standing around here, it would like reach her. Didn't reach her that time. So let's see also how quick it would take to kill her with the beam compared to before. I'm going to play them both exactly at the same time right about now. So a little bit with this, just like before, and then pour it on. Ah! But of course, I also just remembered I had also all 3 motes on myself, so let me actually start that again. Go over here. There we go. So now with all 3 motes, pour it on, doing corrosive damage like before, and pour it on. So it's definitely still doing a lot of damage and killed her straight off, but we lost all of our energy because of how much energy this uses without any efficiency mods. And the only thing we got benefiting us right now is the aura, but that's really not going to change much at all except just give us that 1 energy every per second or so. So definitely some major change right there with the build of Wisp with a cheap mod build compared to using stock. So let us see if we can fix up the build with maybe some more expensive mods. This thing I gotta buff sometime. Let's see. So I don't really have anything better than Vitality by itself, so I'll just put that back on again. I'm gonna put on Redirection. And now for some more expensive mods. The only one I can think of for the expensive mods to put on would have to be pretty much with Narrow-Minded and the other corrupted mods, because there isn't really any mods I think of that gives better duration that isn't around an endgame build than Continuity. I don't have primed Continuity, so I can't really showcase that. And this is right now the best I have in stat-wise with Narrow-Minded, so you know what, I'll put this on. And that, of course, decreased the range majorly, but I don't want that to happen. I'd rather keep my range. And I don't want that happening to my damage either, so let's put on some Blind Rage. Here it is. So already this build is kind of going all over the place because of each of these mods' effects compared to using the non-corrupt mods. So pretty much it just pretty much gives them decent enhancements, not too major. Let's see, I'd say like duration doesn't seem to be a major buffer for this. Definitely, really, this is like more focused on enhancing a little bit more range than anything. So yeah, like using the corrupt mods each like this, it's not really gonna do too much. But let's say we want to just go for a complete end build. So what I would do on my end, like this is a build that I'm thinking of. Definitely go for the Vitality and the Intensify, so that way I can get myself the enhanced health and damage that I want. And I want to give this thing like an amazing buff. So let's see what I can come up with. Everyone just give me a moment to completely set this up. Alright, so pretty much right here, I got myself very decent build actually. pretty much sacrificing a little bit of range for the enhancement of duration as well as a large amounts of strength, giving me a large buff in the the benefits of the buffs. Duration went from around 5 using continuity to 7 for Will-O-Wisp, as well as the duration of Breach Surge went from the blind duration of 16 to around 31.36 seconds. And I still only have the drain use of Soulgate to around 6, because the drain is only affected by Streamline. Is there anything, though, that I could probably swap out that could probably fix this? I would have to say... Let's say if I wanted to, like, buff my range, I would have to sacrifice just a bit of this duration, which I would still actually get really good amount of duration from all this, and give myself the overextend. So I would have to do that, and then boom. There we go. Yeah, I like that. $1,570. Though the damage that I had before was actually really nice, but I kind of got rid of all that because I wanted to see if I can maybe give myself more reach. So let's see what happens maybe if I put stretch on there. If I can find it, there it is. Boom. Alright, so I'd have to say, like, yeah, like, keeping the augers on would actually be nice, because I'll still at least have some decent radiuses around the stock radius, only underneath by a few meters, but I'll have major buff in, like, the powers overall. I like that. The only thing I could think of that would probably really benefit this is if I can get fleeting expertise on here, but that would put down my duration by a bit. I'd have to see about that sometime in the future, but I say we give this build a try. I guess a 135 heavy gunner, so put down the moat. Bubble is short, but seems to be around the same radius just by a little bit of the stocks. I'm going to put down all 3 of these down here. And now see the radius of my electrocution. Nope. Nope. No. Waiting for it. There it is. So, definitely shorter range, but being that I'm using it to just stun people around me, range shouldn't be too important for, like, radius of, like, stunning enemies, unless you want to have more range. And then, of course, we have the difference of duration with using our 2 ability, so let's do that. This has around 6 seconds, so this is going to go pretty farther. Right around here. That enhanced fire rate is nice. So, before it was around here, and when we put it to stock, it was around here. Major distance change. But now comes the hard part. The hard and annoying part. And that annoying part is holding 2 and going forward. Wow, that went way out there. Holy crap. Alright, radius of the breach surge. Same as the stock. So what if I stand right here? Nope. Nope. Pretty much as soon as that electrocutes, that hits. Alright. And I'm gonna get some energy back because I kind of wasted a little bit casting that. The good thing though is her abilities actually don't use that much energy to start with. So you're actually not having to worry too much about efficiency. Now let's see about how fast this target dies. With the ultimate. The power of the sun. Already it's doing a large amount, and now it's going in the 10s and 20s. Oh god! I did not know that pushes us back. That killed her very quick. That killed her actually exponentially quick. So, what if also we put down the level? And let's see how well the healing is for endgame enemies. So let's do this. And now they're shooting at us. Oop. Oh lord! Okay. Healing is actually pretty quick with this too. And I'm definitely gonna kill her before she finds me back here. But definitely that you jump scared me, you bitch. Okay, I'm gonna kill you before you kill me. No. You die. 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 Okay. Okay. So, in short, my thoughts of this Warframe, actually, I like it. I like it a lot. I would probably want to work a little bit more on this build, because duration doesn't affect things too much. Like, this does, but it's also sacrificing, some range. But then again, putting up the stock duration doesn't seem to go up that much with just continuity. Other than that, though, I would say this build is actually pretty good. Like, duration and strength being up there, and then 10% less efficiency and 18% less range. But still good. The range and efficiency is still around stock by a few to a couple points. Let me see one more time, though, if I can get this build to be perfect. Alright. I changed up just like a couple of things. I don't have anything right here yet because of it. I'll see what I could do about maybe in the future, like trying to get something on there. If anything, I would like to get this back on. I'll have to see. But let's try this build. So this one focuses on decreasing the strength value of the abilities. So the buffs is not going to be not just as potent as the stock. Neither is the damage multiplier, and neither the damage of that. But let's see if this build is at least still really good. We're gonna do this against a paused Corrupt Heavy Gunner at 135. Let me see. I'm gonna take a look at everything. So first off, very big bubble radius on all three of these. Range of stun is all the way over here, which means my breach surge made it all the way over there. And if I use my second ability, see how far it goes. Yep. Okay. Stopped around here, so a lot farther than stock, just underneath the continuity upgraded variant, and way less than what I had for my other build. And now if I hold this and run forward, still actually goes pretty far distant when you hold it. So definitely holding it is good for if you want the extended distance, if you decide to shorten the duration by a bit or so. So now for the coup de grace, let's see about that beam. Also, the duration of the buffs is actually rather decent. Let's see. So normal without charged. And now pour it on. Not as quick as the other builds, but I like it a little bit. It'll probably take some time for me to experiment here and there on like really good builds that would be for Wisp, but for two different builds that I see like focuses more on like what benefits her, it's not too bad. I mean, like, she is a support-based Warframe, so you're not gonna see much happening with like her doing pure damage like other Warframes. Other Warframes that are all about DPS, they're of course gonna like do a lot of things that out damages Wisp. But when it comes to like actually like benefiting from the duration of her buffs is where it seems like she's majoring. Like, she can benefit from her buffs. The duration of her Will-O-Wisp is actually very nice, especially for traversing terrain. The third ability, very nice crowd control, so giving that thing some very nice range is really nice. And at least keeping the damage of your ultimate as high as possible. It's not too bad, even if it's shortened by a couple hundred points like it is now with this current build right here. But I'll see what I can do about like a build in the future sometimes. So that's pretty much my showcase of a build with easy to get mods compared to mods you could get later on. I don't have Prime Flow. I wish I had Prime Flow and the other Primed mods, but a lot of them are very expensive, so it's not easy to get those. They're very, very expensive. Look forward to futures later on. I'm going to be doing videos on the weapons, including the 2 new sentient weapons. And that's all I have for today's video. I'll also make sure to do a video on the new game mode, as well as during that episode I'll showcase a little bit of the other extra things that they added into Warframe for the syndicates I've heard. And then I'll do a showcase of a new assassination target that's apparently on Jupiter after beating Alan V on a whole new path that is where the new game mode is. So, with that being said, thank you all so much for watching. Please leave a like, comment, tell me what you think of the video, and leave me a note in the comments below to tell me what you guys think of the builds. Maybe you guys know of a better build that I can go with than what I have. I would not mind taking some recommendations. I would love to see what all of you can think of for better builds that could maybe even benefit Wisp even more than the builds that I showed. But I like how it's built so far with either of these two. And as always, I'll see you all in the next video. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Bye!
It's delicious.